Hello guys, it's me, everyone's favorite YouTuber. What's that? I'm crazy? Nobody likes me. But in all honesty, I know I don't have the best setup, but I'm trying my best, so bear with me, please.
No!
Anyways, let's get to the meat and bones of this video, and today I'm going to be talking about my Ocosmash 10 run and how I somehow, majestically, got 4th place. Let's get into it. So, this was my very first tournament since COVID hit. You know, I wasn't feeling too confident. If I'm being honest, I thought I was gonna go 0-2 going into it, but I surprised myself. And so first off, looking here at the bracket, I came across Mario. Now his Discord name is Ricochet, and I was playing him earlier on the Wisconsin Discord like a while ago, and he's pretty good. But he made one key mistake. With his Mario, he jumped a lot, and I have been pretty much training myself for the past couple of months to use a bunch of aerials right above where someone is. Because jumping is like so strong in Smash Ultimate, I pretty much feed off of people jumping into the air. So he was trying to get as many back airs as possible, and whenever he could, I would try to parry his back air on my shield. Honestly, it was pretty back and forth. I believe it was Town and City for that first match there with Mario, and then I still clutched it out. I believe I 2-stocked him. I could be wrong on that, but overall it was a good game, and it was pretty close. Second game though, he made a mistake. He got really nervous and thought that he could counter my Lucas simply by choosing Rosalina and Luma. Yeah, he shouldn't have done that. He should have stayed Mario, and here's why. He was not using his pocket effectively. I was PK firing him over and over and over, and he wouldn't pocket it, and that's like one of the few things that like makes the matchup good for Rosalina and Luma. He also didn't pocket my PK Thunder, which surprised me a lot, because that's the big jank thing that like every Rosalina and Luma player knows how to do to Ness and Lucas. So as a result, I camped. I would kill his Luma whenever I could, just over and over and over, and I was also able to clutch that out. It wasn't the most entertaining match, honestly. It was just a whole lot of PK fire and PK freeze and me trying to stay in advantage for as long as possible, but it worked out in the end. So honestly, what more could I have asked for in that scenario? Now, for that second set, this guy's good. So this guy is Sophist. He played DDD, and what struck out to me is that his adaptation skills were amazing. So in this first set against him, I went Lucas. First time around, I was really antsy, and I was rushing in. I was like a bulldog. I was just rushing in. I wasn't really thinking entirely about spacing, or I was just trying to close the gap as much as I could because I was so afraid of his Gordo. Now that it wasn't the worst, but it still wasn't very good because he very clearly won. It wasn't that good because every time I would try to kill him, he would punish me for it with either a grab or a fair, or just completely know what I'm about to do before I do it, because I was doing the same approaches with like forward air and zair, and I was just extremely committal, is what you could say. And he punished me for that. Any time I'd go off stage, he would ledge trap me with Gordo. So that was a bit of a headache. Second match, I did adapt. I got closer, but then he got one grab in, and then he got stage control, and then he had the really good Gordo ledge setup. I rolled from ledge. He got the up smash because it reaches behind him. So that was pretty sad, not gonna lie. And he kind of had me stumped, and I'm still kind of stumped about it, if I'm being honest. He's just very good at know-how with DDD. It's almost as if he's played the DDD Lucas matchup often. He recognized that I'm waiting for him to jump, so he would play very grounded. So overall, it was very difficult for me to deal with him. And I would also make the same mistake. I was trying to up B his up B. I was trying to PK Thunder his jump, and his jump has super armor. So unless I hit him before he started his up B, it would never work. So, oh well, that was bad on me, but I have learned from it. I know what I was doing wrong. Now, no, I'm not gonna lie. After I lost to Sophist, I was feeling really, really down about myself because I knew that if I didn't win winners round 2, when I dropped down to losers, I wouldn't even be going in to losers round 2. So if you win winners round 1, you just drop down to losers round 1, even if you've won winners round 1. So I was like, okay, so I won winners round 1, but in the long run, that doesn't even mean anything really. So I just dropped down right away to losers round 1, and I fought against Sucralose. Now, going into the matchup with Sucralose, I was pretty nervous because I didn't quite know how the matchup would translate into an offline setting, but I was pleasantly surprised. Sucralose went Pyra Mithra, and Sucralose got the majority of her damage from combos with Mithra, and then she would go to Pyra to try to make the most off of her ledge trap situations. And for the most part, she did very well. The only thing that I would do though, that would pretty much just completely invalidate all of Mithra's damage, is so Sucralose was using a lot of moves that send at a downward trajectory, and using that to, tech chase. So what I would do is I would actually DI down, and I would buffer a tech. So I would DI down, buffer attack, and then I would use Snake the moment I landed, because I read that Sucralose was always just going to rush in and either dash attack or grab. So I was able to read that, and whenever she would try to get in to get the damage, I had an active Snake out. So that helped a lot. And then other than that, it was run-of-the-mill PK Fire, Spaced Fair, and trying to avoid the ledge traps with Pyra as much as I could. Overall, it felt pretty strong for me. So GG's to Sucralose. I also relied a lot on janking because the recovery isn't the greatest. So yeah, that's now next up. After I beat Sucralose, we had Kaiju. Now, oh boy, I was very, very nervous going into this because I have played Kaiju a long time ago, back when his name was Link Test, and his puff was terrifying, and it still terrifies me. But he's deciding to move on to a new frontier with Terry, which would work if the matchup wasn't, really bad for Terry. So pretty much, what I would do. So first match he went Terry. I 2-stocked him because I did everything I could to make sure that I could get him off stage before 80%. Because if I get him off stage before 80%, I can still miss a ledge guard, and he can get on stage, and he won't have his go meter. Because my big emphasis is I need to kill him, before he gets all the go moves. Are you okay? No, I am not okay. I took 30% and died. I don't want that. So I tried to get him off stage any chance that I could get. In neutral, I made sure he couldn't jump, and I made sure that I always had my finger ready for him to use his crack shoe, because that's really good against Lucas's PK Fire. But in the long run, I was able to correctly predict when he was going to use his side B and PK Fire him out of it, and PK freeze his down B recoveries. So that's how I won game 1 versus Terry. Game 2, oh boy. Game 2, he goes hero, and I was shocked, and it was not very pleasant. He had really, really, really good RNG. Nothing against him. He played very well. He had good RNG. Every time he would use Acceleratal, all I would do is I would throw out an air, because anyone with Acceleratal just jumps in with a fair. But like, if a hitbox already active, it's not going to beat it out. So I just, stood there and did an air. And that did help, but eventually he was able to get an Acceleratal off the side that killed me. And other than that, he was really good at cycling to bounce so that he wouldn't have to deal with my PK Fire. And that is really what you're supposed to do. This matchup pretty much completely revolves on whether or not Lucas has PK Fire privilege. When Lucas doesn't have PK Fire privilege, the matchup is like pretty decent for Hero. So he was really good at that. And then next match, he went Hero, and pretty much the same thing was working. By the way, that first match he went Hero, he got a shield break on me because he had Oomph, and the other he had Oomph and Psych Up, and then he like forward smashed my shield and kind of destroyed it. So that was pretty sad. But in this match, he accidentally kamikazed, which really sucked for him because he was doing quite well. We were tied 2 stocks apiece, and I mean he did have a decently high percent, but still. So he pretty much gave me a free stock, and he was actually about to come back, but thankfully I was able to kill him right before he had the chance of doing it. So yeah, I got kind of lucky there. Next time for Hero, I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more double jump cancels airs, and I'm going to try to be up in Hero's face, essentially, because Hero doesn't have very many good out of shield options, so I can use that to my advantage for sure next time. So yeah, that's how I somehow beat Kaiju. Now it is with this that our brave adventurer Lukash, his adventure slowly starts to come to an end. So next up is Pharaoh, and he was using Pokemon Trainer, and pretty much I just abused the habits that most Pokemon trainers have. I'm not saying that all Pokemon trainers have these habits, but I'm saying that a lot of them have these habits. For instance, when he was using Squirtle, he would try to do a lot of retreating stuff to get around my PK Fires, and then just do a random dash attack. So what I would do is I would make sure that I was just outside his range of motion, so that whenever he tried to do a dash attack, I had a snake already ready to snatch him up. And even if that wouldn't work, I would punish him with a jab, if I wasn't fast enough. Another thing he tried doing is every once in a while he'd try to do forward tilt grab, but not a lot of people know that Lucas's jab is frame 2, and as a result, that makes that combo not exist because I don't have to take it. If he hits me with side tilt, I just have to mash jab, and he takes damage for trying to do something that doesn't work. So I use that to my advantage as well. I was able to correctly know when he was going to run away and just snuff him in the face with a giant lightning bolt foot. I was like, yeah, put this foot in your mouth. So it worked pretty well in that manner with his Squirtle. And I was surprised because he was winning one of those matches, and then he switched to Squirtle. And I had a nice little streak of about 70% before he got a hit in, which really allowed me to win game 2. I'm pretty sure that was. And then his Ivysaur wasn't his best Pokemon. He had a lot of habits for where he was up being. He would try to up B parallel to the stage, but if you try doing that, Ivysaur pops up a little bit, right before he grabs. So I would just throw out a PK Fire, and it would snipe him, and he would just die at 94% for trying to do that. So I did that over and over. A lot of times whenever he did try recovering low with Ivysaur, PK Thunder kind of just wins. You just have to throw it out right where the Vine Whip is going to go. So that's what I did there. His Charizard was pretty decent, but he definitely had the same regular Pokemon Trainer habits. Just in general, I knew when he was gonna fair on my shield. I knew when he was gonna do back throw, back air. I still couldn't avoid it many of the time because my tech on platform after the back throw was pretty off time. But I was still able to know all of that. A couple of times I went really, really deep and down aired his up B before the super armor activated. So that was pretty good. And overall, I felt pretty strong about it. I definitely was able to know what he was going to do. So yeah. So next up, we got Sophist, and oh boy, this guy's good. His adaptation was amazing. So, um, in the first set we played, so he 2-0'd me in winners round 2, and in between game 1 and game 2, I was debating going Mewtwo because I was like, Mewtwo has the options. Whenever he goes Gordo, I have a much faster projectile than PK Fire. I just have Uncharged Shadow Ball, and that would deflect it back. So I had that. I also have Side B. I also have Neutral Air to hit him out of the air whenever he does try to jump. And I felt pretty solid about the combo game as well. So game 1, I went Mewtwo, and I mashed my way through victory. He was jumping a lot in game 1 during his first 2 stocks at least, and then during the last stock, he pretty much leveled out and started going more grounded. And he brought it back from 3 stocks to 1 stock to 1 stock to 1 stock, and I won because he tried up being back to stage. DDD didn't grab ledge, and he was about to kill me, so I down smashed him as he was flying up, and then right as he was landing, I was kind of mashing, and I went for an up smash, and the up smash was able to get through the armor. So down smash, then up smash, and then he died. And then second match, I decided to stay Mewtwo. Completely different story. He was grounded the entire time, and I don't know what it is about staying grounded, but that just like completely killed me. I'm definitely going to have to put a lot more emphasis onto working on ground, not just for my Mewtwo, but especially for my Lucas. He stayed grounded, and he did his job very, very well. Whenever he would jump, it was like he somehow just told himself that he wasn't going to jump again for X amount of time. He only jumped when he knew the perfect time was to land a back air. So good for him. I believe he 2-stocked my Mewtwo game 2. And then game 3, I went Lucas. I went Smashville because I wanted a stage that was smaller, because I feel like my Lucas does really well on small stages, because even though I don't have as much time to set up PK Fire, I like small stages because I'm good at doing things off stage, whether that be killing off stage with a PK Fire, Fair, PK Freeze, or PK Thunder. So it's because it leads to more off stage opportunities because it's so small. And not only that, but it allows less time for King Dedede to be able to react to Lucas's burst options. Now I know Lucas isn't the fastest, but in the air, Fair is pretty fast. So I was able to use that, and I got the win. Game 4, he wanted to go back to Smashville, but no, sorry, never mind. That happens later on. So game 4 we played, I believe it was Town and City. He stays grounded the entire time, and he won as a result. So game 3, I won. I don't know how. I clutched it out of my butt. I should not have won that game. But I think he made like a couple mistakes peppered in here and there, and I did a good job of punishing with my combos. And then game 4, pretty much the exact opposite. He made very few mistakes, and if he did make any mistakes, I wasn't punishing them. And he was very good at reading what I was going to do, so props to him. And then game 5, I wanted to go Smashville, but Ocosmash was running an altered form of Dave's stupid rule, which was the last stage that I chose. If I won on that stage, I can't choose that stage until I win on another stage that I pick, or on a different stage that I picked. So I wanted to go to Smashville, but I couldn't because it was against the rules. Yeah, so as a result, we had to go. I decided to go Town and City again. That was a really, really, really bad decision because it allowed him ample setup time. His ledge trapping was insane. I still don't know how to deal with Gordo ledge trapping. I think King DDD is the top 3 ledge trapper in the game. And yeah, overall I was messing up, but next time I'll be ready. I'm definitely going to work on focusing on grounded opponents. So yeah, that's the story of Sophist, the best King DDD that I have ever played in my life. So you have made it to the end of the video. If you made it to the end of the video, you either 1, skipped ahead, 2, are somehow interested in me, thank you, 3, were bored out of your mind, or 4, you know me physically. You know me in real life. Thank you, I guess. But yeah, the key takeaway from this video, I need to work on getting more grounded moves, because a lot of people have jump habits in this game, but the few that don't have jump habits, I can't win against, and I need to focus on that primarily. So yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. I will be going to more offline Smash tournaments around my area. I still can't drive yet, so I'll try to go to as many as I can. So, all right. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll be back. Adios.